The comma. There are some general rules which you can apply when using the comma. However, you will find that in English there are many other ways to use the comma to add to the meaning of a sentence or to emphasize an item, meaning, or point. Although we are often taught that commas are used to help us add breathing space to sentences they are, in fact, commas are more accurately used to organize blocks of thought or logical groupings. Most people use commas to ensure that meaning is clear and, despite grammatical rules, will drop a comma if their meaning is retained without it. How the comma is used. First, enclosing details. Use a comma to enclose non-defining relative clauses and other non-essential details and comments. The comma is placed on either side of the insertion. Examples. My friend Jenny likes play the piano. India, one of the most powerful nations on earth, has a huge population. Dogs, unlike cats, respect their masters. Mary's grandfather, who was born in 1940, lived through the Second World War. Tag questions. Examples. We haven't met, have we? She lives in Washington, doesn't she? Third, interjections. Examples. Wait, I didn't mean to offend you. Yes, I will stay 1 month longer, thank you. No, she isn't like other girls. Next, to separate phrases, words, or clauses in lists. When making a list, commas are the most common way to separate one list item from the next. The final two items in the list are usually separated by and, or, which should be preceded by a comma. Amongst editors, this final comma in a list is known as the Oxford comma. I like your son. I might even love him, but he's not a very good football player. I met Jane, we went for a walk together, and afterwards Jane went home. Second, a series of nouns. This afternoon I went to Louvre, Tour Eiffel, and Défense. For lunch I had soup, chicken, 3 apples, and orange juice. Third, a series of adjectives. A list of adjectives usually requires commas. However, if an adjective is modifying another one, you do not separate them with a comma. She was young, beautiful, intelligent, and kind. The apartment we visited was dark, dirty, and run down. She was wearing a bright blue t-shirt. A series of verbs. The girl leapt, spun, twisted, and dove into the water. Jimmy ran towards me, fell, yelled, and fainted. A series of phrases. The dog leapt into the air, snatched the frisbee in its mouth, landed, and ran off into the forest. A bicycle smashed into the wall, slid along the road, and finally stopped against a tree. A final warning. Putting a comma in the wrong place can lead to a sentence with a completely different meaning. For example, I detest liars like you. I believe that honesty is the best policy. Means I detest you because you are a liar. I detest liars like you. I believe that honesty is the best policy. You and I both detest liars.